Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Neal Haley Show's Stefan Devereaux celebrity segment. Excited, welcome to the program. Stefan Devereaux. Stefan, how are you, man?
We're back. Another week.
Another week.
Another episode. I know. I'm like so
It's
excited.
perfect because always with
And-
music, you're the
yes, and we've
perfect
been
guy
getting
to
a great
talk music.
response. We've been getting a great response.
Great.
These past few episodes. I'm really proud, and thank you, Neal. You're the man.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And so we continue that process with our guest today. Introduce him.
Yes. Here to talk about his new single, Billionaire Like Kanye West, and we're going to get into that because the name is brilliant. Billionaire Like Kanye West, my man UNK 6. UNK 6, I want to thank you for joining us today. How are you doing?
Thank you. Thanks for having me, Stefan and Neal. I really appreciate you guys having me on and talk about the music.
Well, we appreciate you being here.
So take him back, Stefan. Just go ahead and take him back.
Okay, well, I'm just going to go. I'm going directly to the elephant in the room. Like, Billionaire Like Kanye West, what gave you the idea for that song?
Oh, thanks for asking. Billionaire Like Kanye West was initially when Kanye West was asking Forbes to recognize him as a billionaire. So initially, the thought was, hey, I'll do a song about him being a billionaire and kind of boost him up a little bit on his claim to be a billionaire, because some of these people, they might have 500 million or, 700 million. And to the average guy, over 100 million's a billionaire.
Yeah.
So that was the initial genesis of the song.
Now, did you write and produce the song as well? I mean, because you're performing the song as well with Joel Kibble. Am I correct?
Yes, 10-time Grammy winner Joel
Yes.
Kibble. I just talked to him. We're working on a new song, new dance song together. He's traveling, but yeah, he won 10 Grammy awards for working with the group Take 6,
Yes.
which is an a cappella group. So he's on this track, and also I have Mantra. Mantra produced for Will Smith, for Future, Rihanna. He's a multi-platinum producer. So Mantra, had the genesis as far as the sound of it. And then, I wrote the lyrics and then the vocals, arranged the vocals, and then rapped on it.
So, go ahead, Neal. I'm sorry.
No, I just was saying, basically, that process of putting all together, it's a challenge, right? To get all of that together, working with a team to get that song out, right?
It is because, Neal, I've done songs in the past. Just to give you a little bit about my history, I used to be in the studios years ago with L.A. Reid and Babyface before they were famous, and groups called Midnight Star and The Deal. And so that process, we were all in one studio and you could hear somebody sound. I'll never forget L.A. Reid loved my drum beat so bad. One time he took me into one of his studios and we went over some of the stuff he was doing. But in this new modern process, the producer might be in Los Angeles, a singer might be in Philadelphia. I'm in Columbus, Ohio, hence my Go Buckeyes hat. So, we're all over the place, but the technology allows you to do it. And so, yeah, it's a heck of a coordination, Neal. You're exactly right.
And we'll break that down more, but I know Stefan has another question.
Well, no, I was just saying because I want to piggyback off of that. I know that process. It has to be tough, really, because especially a guy we would call you a studio rat, a studio rat who sat there for years and he was able to watch the tapes being cut piece by and being pieced together, and now it's being edited through a software called Pro Tools now. I mean, how does that make you feel like as a person who's been in the trenches, because now you're not really in the trenches anymore?
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Actually, it's kind of wild to see how, almost like I want to say easy it is now, because back in the day, if you made a mistake, you had to rewind the tape. I was there. I don't want to tell my age, but I am, when the reel to reel in the studio. So if you made a mistake, you literally sometimes had to get out a razor and splice things. And it was insane. And I'm glad I saw that. But, today, yes, you're right. You get on the Ableton Live or the Pro Tools, you get out one of these software programs, and you're zipping files, you know, MP4s all over the place. So it's a totally different process than back in the day when you all had to be in the studio at the same time.
Yeah.
Well, and see, that's crazy because of COVID that you can get away with that now. So you could be in different places and record. That's nuts. You can do that.
Bingo. Actually, it set us up for COVID because you're exactly right. We were already doing this when COVID hit. Really, nothing changed much because we're already doing that, Neal. We're already, you know, sending files to each other and collaborating, you know. And you worry, though, you do worry that you miss being a creator, you know, not just a singer or a rapper or a performer, but being a creator. Sometimes in the studio, you know, you're with the other guys and you hit on something or somebody hits on something, man, that's a hit, you know. You don't have that kind of collaboration anymore because you're in, you know, like I said, somebody's in Seattle, somebody's in Cali. So that's, you know, it's a little different. That's one of the weaknesses, I think, of it.
Now, I don't want to go off of the subject of music too much, but is it true that you released a book recently?
Yeah, actually, well, it wasn't recently. Actually, we need to do the remix, but I released a book, thanks for asking, with James Buster Douglas, a former world heavyweight
Oh,
champ.
wow.
I love to cook. And, you know, Buster and I talked about it. We did a book called Buster's Backyard Barbecue, Knockout Diabetes Diet. And Oprah loved it. The funny thing is, my degree's in journalism. And so I've experienced writing, but I'd never written a book, you know. And so writing a book's a little different and putting it together is different. But one of the things I felt like is if we just give the information. So we told Buster's life story, how he nearly died. He was a diabetic after fighting Mike Tyson, overate, became an alcoholic, nearly died, was in a coma for 4 days. And then we told my story. My father was a diabetic who worked in the hospitals but didn't take care of himself. So, and then we gave 25 recipes, our favorite recipes. And one I created called the barbecue sauce. And everybody loved it. Everybody, Jack Nicholas, they wanted to put it at Muirfield. Everybody loved our barbecue sauce. So people always ask me, you know, hey, will you make that barbecue sauce for us? Will you make that Buster's Backyard Barbecue? And Oprah liked it, put it on her favorite things on her website, and it was there for 3 years on her website.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
incredible.
yeah, it
That's
was pretty
incredible.
cool.
How many years ago was that book?
So the initial book was released 10 years ago. I think it ceased being on Oprah about 5 years ago, about the time she left network and went to her own network. That's about the time they pulled it off, but it was out there for at least 3 years.
Wow.
Mhm.
Yes, Mr. Neal, he interviews tons of authors. So I thought that should have been a question more for him. So I'm sorry, Neal. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to
That's
take that
okay. No,
question.
that's fine. Just keep going.
But
Oh, cool.
yeah,
Cool.
he interviews tons of authors. But okay, so your so your process from writing a song and actually writing a book, like you gotta I want to know because I've never written a book. I've done some songs, but I've never written a book. Did you look at the challenge and say, I can take this thing going and I can do it? You know, when you went to write a book, or did you say, well, since you are a songwriter and you had that history of writing songs, did you say, I could look at this, taking it, like writing an album, chapter by chapter? I mean, what was your process for writing a book? Did you use some
Oh,
of your
thanks for
songwriting talent?
asking. Yeah, no, that's great. Great question. So it's actually it's similar, but it's a little bit different. So that's an excellent question. You know, my degree's in writing journalism, as I said. And so that's why I wasn't afraid to write the book. But I later learned, you know, the formatting for a book and everything's a little bit different. My book is not, when you see our book, it's not, you know, Shakespeare. You know, it's telling the story, short stories about what we did, and you know, and then again the recipes. And so the new version, which we are doing a new version, so definitely need to talk to you, Neal. We're going to update from, you know, all of the things that we did with the book, all of the people that we met, you know, Bill and Juliana Rancic, and we had a cooking thing with them, you know, Arnold Schwarzenegger, the whole nine, all these people that loved our cooking. We're going to put that in the new book and say, hey, you know, we're at ESPN, and Mark Schlereth, you know, 4-time Super Bowl winner, runs up to us and is like, wow, this is good, because everybody's talking about how you eat, what you eat these days. But anyway, back to the book process is, again, I had never written a book, but I figured if we just told those stories first. So writing the book, I suggest if you're out there and you're wanting to write a book, look at books that you like. Look at books you like. Look at the formatting. Would you agree, Neal?
Yes, definitely. You want to pattern certain things to see, well, how can I differentiate it, but how can I make sure it's as good or even to make it better, looking at what's out there. And how can you differentiate to make it even better?
Exactly. Same, you know, I would say the same thing is just, you know, Neal hit the nail on the head. You know, don't recreate the wheel. I'm always for that. In my music, I started writing music before my brothers. My brothers were incredible musicians in the 70s. They opened up for the Jackson 5, Fifth Dimensions, the Whispers. So I've always been around entertainment. I was a little kid. And again, showing my age, I remember my brother playing on the stage with Marilyn McCoo. He was 15 years old,
Wow.
and he was playing on
Solid
Marilyn
gold.
with Billy Davis Jr.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he did a drum roll and drum rolled his sticks over her head, and she just thought that was the coolest, slickest thing. You know, he did a drum roll and rolled off the drums onto the stage and kept the beat the whole time. Drum rolled over her head and back. This is, I think, at the Ohio State Fair. But anyway, I started writing before my brothers because I listened to what I like. And I said, let me make something, you know, the patterns. There's patterns in music, there's patterns in television, there's patterns in book writing. And if you can learn those patterns of what you like Neal said, and then differentiate, put your own imagination into it using that pattern, don't recreate the wheel.
No, that reminds me, it's funny you said that. That's actually how I learned how to write songs. I used to look at the credits or the lyrics and the album covers. And
Right.
yeah, so yeah, I'm showing my age too, album covers, but I used to read the lyrics and I would write it down on one piece of paper, and then I would go and I would study it and write like each line and write each line in my own lane, my own form, my own taste. So I totally understand that process. That's funny that you mentioned that you said that. Wow. But whew, man, Neal, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. So looking at, we still are talking about the song that's out now.
Yeah.
So you got the process together, but tell us about the song now. You thought of it, Kanye, you wanted the millionaire like Kanye. How did that
Billionaire like
all?
Kanye
Yeah.
West. Come on, man.
Yeah, billionaire. Don't downgrade him. Who's likely to get
Oh, he's
that?
a millionaire now because Trump lost. No.
So mad.
No, so we I looked at that, and then honestly the George Floyd thing happened, and I just thought, man, I have to mention some of that in the song. So it got a little deeper. You know, I thought I can't be out here and release a song that was Pollyannish, you know, hey, you're a billionaire, hey, it's cool. I mean, today you could do that, but at that point in time, it was an inflection point in our whole society. You know, every time you go to a church, you had Pastor Parsley, you had everybody talking about it. You know, so it's like, you know, Ken Copeland, everybody was talking about it. So it's an inflection point in our society. And so it's something that you can't not talk about it. See what I'm saying? So it's something I had to mention. So I changed some of the lines in the song and then got it ready and we released it. And had 80 radio stations worldwide. A lot of Christian stations picked it up, which I thought was interesting because the song is Billionaire Like Kanye West, but it's really not bragging or saying, I think they got it. It's like, I'm not saying Bill, I took that braggadocious fun element and, toned it way down to where I'm saying, hey, that, yeah, you want to be a billionaire, you want to be great, I want to be strong, but I'm also relevant in our Christian society. I'm looking at how people are viewing, things going around them. So, yeah, it was really this song. I had a comedy rap song years ago, and it went to #5 on Sirius XM. But I was impressed or surprised at how quickly radio stations picked this up worldwide, and a lot of Christian stations.
Well, you think about it, today, Kanye West, he's pretty much doing a lot of, I guess, gospel music
That's
now.
right.
So I guess, when people hear Billionaire Like Kanye West, and then you also add Joel Kibble to the song, who has, his name is out there in the gospel
Take Six.
community. So Take
Yeah.
Six, I mean, I guess that kind of helps too. So I mean, when you were surprised, but here's my question. Now, have you ever met Kanye West?
No, what's funny is I've never met him. I know people who know him. Recently, about 3 weeks ago, maybe more, don't get me lying, but I think it was in January, might have been the end of December. But anyway, the president of his record label, the rapper Pusha T, and Steven, I can't think of his last name. Just slipped me. I'll think of it. But they had a chat on Spotify's rap channel, and they had me on the chat.
Oh, that's
So
awesome.
yeah, I
Cool.
talked about Billionaire Like Kanye West. We talked about Pop Smoke, who's a rapper who was killed
Yeah,
recently.
unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah, so we talked about Pop Smoke, and then we talked about Billionaire Like Kanye West. So I would hope that he's aware of the song. I did reach out to his press people, and I know he's going through a lot right now.
Yeah.
So, I'm just not sure if he's, really listened to it. You know what I mean? But I would think that, the president Pusha T would have said, hey man, we're talking about this record today on the Spotify, official Spotify chat.
I wouldn't be shocked if a couple months from now you hear that Kanye West has sampled the song. He got you coming in, you're doing a hook. I mean, because he's done this, before. I mean, I think the rapper Designer, Kanye said, well, I could take the beat or you could be on the song, and the kid decided, well, I'll just be on the song. So, at least I think that's how the story went. But
Yeah.
would you be willing to work with Kanye if the opportunity came up?
Yeah, definitely. Especially if it's about this song, most definitely. But yeah, I'd be willing to work with Kanye. He's an incredibly creative person. He's just, dealing with some stuff right now, but I'd love to. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about, so what's next? You talked about this song. What's next for you, Tony?
So thanks. The next thing is my song called, now this is a fun song. It's all about Friday. Thank God it's Friday. So it's Thank God it's Friday. And Joel's on it. He's singing on this song again. I'd welcome you guys if you want to be on it. I need some background. I need some people to say yay on it. So
There you
I'm
go.
always willing to
Step
say
on, you're in it. I'm in it too. I'll be in it too.
yeah, it's going to be. So I'll give you a little. It's a whistle. Oh no, I can't do the whistle. I can't even do the singing, but I'll give you. It's Thank God it's Friday. Yay!
I like
So
that.
I don't
I
want to
like
kill.
that.
That's why I have Joel on it.
I like that. I really do. I really like that. So, like,
Yeah,
okay,
I'd love to have you guys on it.
I would
All right,
love to be
perfect.
on it myself.
We're in it, and then we'll have to have you back on with Joel to talk about it. And when it's
No, I wanna have him back on so we can talk about this book, because I'm greedy. I'm not gonna lie. And if it's gonna be healthy, then I'm all for it, because tonight for dinner I'm gonna
now,
have
is
another
Buster going to
salad.
be
So
involved in this one? Right? You and Buster?
I don't know. We talked about it. He actually asked me last year. I had too many projects going on because he was doing his 30th anniversary year last year.
yeah. Yeah.
And he talked to me about it. I just felt like between my projects and his, it would have been rushed. It would have been the perfect 10th year anniversary, remake.
I need to
And
interview Buster for one reason, because I'm gonna have Riddick Bowe on soon too. So I think it's starting.
oh, sweet.
And then I'm hoping for also working on just a couple other boxers. So yeah, that's definitely
I'll get you. I'll introduce you to Buster. Him
awesome.
and right now, him and his son have this a t-shirt line they're rolling out. So I'll introduce you to him.
Perfect. Great. That's always what it's all about, networking, Stefan. And that's the whole thing is it's all about networking and really trying to help each other. I think the collaboration works so much better when you do interviews than you go on this one app I'm just addicted to, but we fight too much. We have to learn to get along. I was told that I was being too trying to run it professionally. They wanted to just have conversations, and that's Clubhouse.
Oh, you're talking about Clubhouse. Neal, you're not supposed to.
545 followers.
Neal, we're going to have to talk about Clubhouse when we get off, because I'm going to have to teach you how to deal with Clubhouse.
No, I mean, that's because I basically, somebody told me you're too much of a bulldog. Tony, wouldn't you want, if you were running and you're a nobody, a nobody, Stefan, and wouldn't you say, would you tell somebody who's a somebody that, the reason why your room went over a bunch of people is because Glenn Moshire from 24 was friends with caregiver Dave Nassandy, and Dave pinged him in, and it was because I was following Dave and Dave was my client. Glenn Moshire came in, and that's why we're blowing it up now, and you're going to be telling me to calm down? Come on. Tony, tell him it's not a good idea if you go and network with somebody and then you squash them. It's like,
no, it's not true. You want to hear a true story?
Yeah, I'm gonna hear a story.
You want to hear a true story on that?
Of course.
LA and Babyface, years ago they were with the Deal, and I got a couple funny stories. Do they know me like that? Nah, they don't know. I mean, this has been 20, 30 years ago. So, but I had a record. I had a quote unquote local mini hit. It was a regional hit record. It's called Dirty Blue Jeans. You could find that out there. But anyway, they had a record called Body Talk. And their manager used to manage my brother. So we all had the same group of management and the whole nine. They asked me, do you want to be a roadie, either for keyboards or drum? And that would have meant for LA or Babyface. I could have been their roadie starting out. That's nah, I'm as big as those guys. I got me a regional hit. Oh my God. I was on the cover of the local newspaper,
Oh.
So I went out to LA one time and I see this billboard and it says The Deal on Sunset, and I'm like, oh man. Then I realized how stupid I hit my ego.
Exactly. Our egos were younger compared to now is big thing. So Stefan, what last question you have for Tony?
Well, no, let me add this. The Deal, yeah, sorry, Tony. They went on, they went on to have I Only Think of You on 2 occasions. Babyface and L.A. Reid went on to start LaFace, become to 2 of the biggest producers of all time. Yeah, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
Bad choice.
Yeah, I'm sorry. But you know what, though? That's something that, you can tell people, because I'm going to tell people that story. And I hope people learn, because especially you never know. You just never know. You never know. But
I listened to him completely and said, sure, next time I go in that room, I'll just chill out. And, I'm just trying to come up with great conversations. But if people are complaining about me in the hallway, I'm going to say, okay, if they're complaining about me outside the hallway, I'll make sure that I behave.
Please.
Yeah. Behave. So Stefan, what last question do you have for Tony?
Yes. Where can we find you on social media, man? Because I know these people are we're going to play the song during the show, but we know people are going to want to find out where to find you.
Yeah, he's gonna hit us up, and you'll be working with my team to make sure we get the rights to have your song and utilize it, and play it during the show and for the teasers. But yeah, where can we find
thank you so much. Yeah, so UNK6 Music at Instagram and UNK6 Music at Facebook, and same on UNK6 Music on TikTok. Those are the primary.
Okay, easy.
Okay. Follow me on TikTok, Neal Haley Official on TikTok.
Neal, I'll join you
Some
there.
of the work my team's trying to do. It's funny. We interviewed Suki last week, and I tried to put it up on TikTok, and it slowed down the song. I don't know why that happened. Maybe because they thought it was not my. But I got permission to utilize the B-roll. Interesting. It's weird, Stefan. I try uploading it, won't work. It works on the other platforms.
Oh, that's not good.
Neal, you know, that's happened to me before, and I've had to contact my distributor, Sony, and I've had to contact them before. They've taken down my stuff, you know, and
On
said,
TikTok,
"Oh, hey,
on
you
TikTok
got
because they thought, is that why they slowed it down so much?
It could be. I mean, YouTube's taken me down, Instagram's taken me down, Facebook. I mean, they've all taken me down before, and it's like, this is my song, so I have to get with Sony and say, hey guys, can you please let my music on my own page?
All
You know?
right, so I'll hit you up. When your next book's out, we'll try to network, see how we can help each other out. And I'd really like to interview Buster Douglas, and I know you would too, Stefan. We'll have a son on too, so that's perfect to kind of put the tandem together. And then once the song, and we're in a song now, right? So when
Yeah,
you're
because I want,
releasing
I was about to say, I need to find out when this song, when we could do this song, you know.
yeah, you let us know when we need to be part of that recording. We're on.
Yes, I will. Yeah,
All
next week. And I'm just gonna have you guys do some so I'll get it ready for you for next week.
All right, yeah, you let
Perfect.
us know. Okay, man.
Fantastic.
I appreciate it. Thanks
Hey,
again.
thank you so much,
Thank you,
Unc
guys.
6. I want to thank you for joining us.
That was the
Thanks,
Stefan
Stefan.
Devereaux
Thanks, Neal.
celebrity segment. Take care, guys.
Thank you.
Take care.